Yes guys, hope you are all good and welcome back to the One Coaching YouTube channel. Hopefully you enjoyed the last leg video with me, HL and Leo. Today I'm in with Lawrence for push. We are currently 6 weeks out and 22 weeks out respectively. Hopefully you can tell which is which. But yeah, so should be a good session today. We'll get some posing and after just to show you guys where we're at. At 22 and 6 weeks out. And yeah, we'll get into it.
Comment below who's 22 weeks and who's 6 weeks out.
Don't do that. You'll upset me.
I've still got the bold face.
It should be a tell from my face.
Well, I don't know, mate. I'm not sure.
All right, let's go. So we start off with a couple of sets on any upper back row basically. The reason for that is your scapula plays a big part in the stability of pushing movements. So we get a lot of blood in the upper back musculature to really make sure we can lock in our scapula when we go into our presses later on in the session. So just a couple of sub-maximal sets here, just to make sure we're fully warm.
Okay, so we're starting off the session with a calf lateral raise. So the setup with this, I like to have it hip height, just because that basically means that it's going to drop off in the short. When thinking about resistance profiles, we want to make sure that we're matching the strength profile of us with the resistance profile of the machine. So on any lateral, you're going to be weak in the short, so ideally you want it to drop off a bit where we're weakest.
When we're doing the cuff cable lateral raise, we're coming up in that scapular plane, so around 30 degrees in from the horizontal. That's where you want to be driving your elbow when you're targeting the medial delt or the side delt. So yeah, not straight to the side, not out in front of you, around 30 degrees in will work best for lining up with those muscle fibers.
Ooh, scapular plane riz. We're just talking about like rest times, and it's completely like individual. So for example, Ryan can pretty much go in and do a lateral raise straight after I finish my set, but I have to take a bit more time. This is just completely individual basically, and when thinking about rest times, you don't want to base it on like the guidelines. So say like the general guidelines, like 3 to 5 minutes. You want to base it on like, okay, do I feel recovered? Do I feel amped and ready to do the set? And if that's okay, then yeah, go for it. But that's individual. Like I take way longer than Ryan.
Yeah. But I'm lifting 2 kilos. Don't need any recovery time.
Well, that's it. Yeah, but then I body the fuck out of a lateral and I just feel it in my traps.
Yeah.
I've got trap, Terry's. Okay, so on that back off set that I just did, the rep range was 12 to 15 and I got a 10 repper. So I believe that's about 1 or 2 reps down from last week. And in a prep, whilst the goal is to hold on to numbers as much as possible, that's provided that 1, you're in the rep range, and 2, the execution is as good as you can make it. And I think on that set, it was a little bit shoddy. So in a dieting phase where you're losing stability around your joints, you know, you're also losing weight, which is gonna like obviously provide a bit more stability and, you know, like weight moves weight, I suppose. It's probably best to like reduce load at times, just so that you're still getting the stimulus. And yeah, basically just don't be afraid of that to make sure that you're getting a stimulating set.
Yeah. I love fucking making tracks though, Jesus.
Reverse banded reel. So next up we've got the low incline Smith, reverse banded. So the reason why we reverse band it is basically just because we're doing it first in the session and we're very fresh in that short-term position. So to match the strength profile and the resistance profile of the movement as much as possible, we put the reverse band in. If I was doing this anywhere else but first in the session, I wouldn't reverse band it, because at that point you've already taxed the short and you're probably going to match the profiles better by not reverse banding it. So we use a very, very small band. On a press, you really don't need much at all. Like, I say about 10% to pull off the bottom is about right. Anything more than that and you're just going to get less out the length and range. If you do it like this with a very light reverse band, you should get more out of the movement if you're doing it first.
Okay, so with a press, everyone knows that you should be driving through the floor with your legs. However, something to think about when you're doing this is the direction that you press with your legs should be directly upwards, basically in line with the force that the machine's moving in. I used to do this. I used to press away from the floor, but I used to press backwards instead of directly opposing the force. Like, you can use leg drive as much as you want, but if you're not directly opposing the line of force, you're not going to gain much stability from it. Best one yet. Come on.
Hey, I'm just on it, I'm ballin', I'm back on my shit like I'm Christopher Wallace. They wanna tell me that I wanna make it, I tell them I do it, I'm back and I run it. Homie, you beat me, homie, you beat and leave, and I do it just what I want it.
Lovely, mate. Stay with it. Let's go. Press through the floor. Lovely. Still moving. Still moving. Let's go. Yeah, spot on, mate. And again. And again. Yep, yep, yep. Good. Go again. Come on. Come on. Yours, yours. Get it, get it, get it. Slight touch, slight touch, slight touch. Good stuff.
Tell them I do it, I'm back and I run it. Homie, you beat me, homie, you beat and leave, and I do it just what I wanted. Honestly, they wanna tell me I quit. They wanna tell me I wanna keep on running to the league though. Homie, they see I'm a beast though. I be so elite though.
Yeah, he's not flying. Yeah, good. Lovely. It's moving, mate. Come on, then. Yeah, more. Yours. Compose yourself now. Brace. All you. Right, good. And another. 2 more. There we go. You. Take one. Right.
Okay, so when you're pressing, it's so important to stay composed on those last few reps. I could have very easily adjusted my positioning. Like, a lot of people will try and force one arm up before the other. They'll lose composure, but it's so important to just keep on driving through the floor, keeping your position, and just staying composed, not trying to force it and panic. Oh, fucking hell. Cardio is shoddy. Yeah, so we just finished off with the Smith press. One thing that you really want to do is make sure that you're stacking your joints with the line of force of the machine. So stack your elbow and your wrist joint underneath each other. Quick tip, if you're pressing on the Smith press, is to slightly bend your wrist before you unwrap the bar, because on a Smith press, the bar twists back. So if you start with your wrist completely neutral, you're going to unwrap it, and then your wrist joint is going to be like that. And obviously if you've got a bar here and you're pressing like this, that's going to be uncomfortable for yourself. You'll be more injury prone and you're not stacking your joints. So just make sure that you have a slight bend in your wrist before you unwrap the Smith.
The next movement up is the gym shock shoulder press. This will be our last compound for the day. So something that me and a lot of the other 3 coaches on the team preach a lot is minimising redundancy. So trying to get the most out of the least. So on this session, we've only got 1 lateral, 1 chest press, 1 shoulder press, and 2 tricep isolations. So it's very minimal volume, and we're not doing any repetitive sets. So we're not doing multiple movements on the same incline, for example. But if you want to minimise redundancy, I think it's better to do more sets on the same movement than continuing to do other movements in the same musculature, basically, because you're going to be more skilled going throughout the set. So you don't need to do so many different movements for each muscle group. 1 is more than enough. Just get the most out of that 1 and make sure that everything's going into those sets.
I be activating my coach, my G's though. I be on a different level, that is something that you're about to see though. As I'm running, I'm at it, and when it comes down to it, I'm an addict. I love this.
So on this press, I sit forward slightly and I carry on, I puff my chest out, just because this converges So it means that not only can I get some shoulder activation from it, but I can get some upper chest activation. So say if you've got a weaker upper chest, you should probably focus on utilising a bit of spinal flexion, really keep making sure that your chest is in front of your delts. But then say if you've got a strong upper chest and weak delts, it's probably best if you sit more upright, because then you're going to get less upper pec and more front delt. So tailor your pressing positioning in relation to your strengths and weaknesses as an individual.
This is my top. Yeah, mate, that's flying. Come on then. Lovely.
4,
5, good.
6.
Yes, mate, come on then. Gotta beat 10 here, come on. 2 more. Yeah, drive. Compose yourself. Yeah. Lovely.
Oh, fucking hell. +1, I'll take that. Woo. So glad I went for 4 plates there. That is tough to hold on to. Fuck. On a back offset, I don't mind the tempo being slightly quicker, just because if your back off rep range is between 12 and 15, if you're doing it as slow and controlled as your top set, you're more likely to cardiovascularly burn out instead of actually reaching muscular failure. So a little bit of a quicker tempo, obviously not like throwing it around, but a quicker tempo on the back off really isn't a bad thing. I've just said that and then I've probably buddied the absolute shit out of that. Go on then, Ryan, let's fucking go. Yeah. Oh, flying, mate. Let's go. Come on. Easy. Stay fucking composed and press through the floor. Come on. Yes, good, good, lovely. Drive, drive, drive. Oh, way more, mate. Come on. Let's fucking go. Drive it, drive it, drive it. Fucking drive it. That's your rep. That's your rep. Right, take the eccentric, take the eccentric, take the eccentric. Perfect. Spot on. Fuck yes. So I've just talked about a back off tempo. On the top set, you want to be a bit more controlled, just because as well, on any press, if you drop into the hole, the momentum you create from dropping into the hole is going to work against you when you're trying to drive back out. So it's a double-edged sword really. If you control the eccentric, not only are you going to be more explosive out the hole, but you're going to get more tension, time and tension under the muscle. So yeah, don't drop into your eccentrics.
Right, so for the penultimate movement of the session, we got a long rope tricep push down. So with this movement, we're really biasing the tricep in a shorter position. So we're in full shoulder extension and full elbow extension as well. That's going to fully tax the tricep in its shortened position. As you can see with Lawrence, he's doing a dumbbell toe crusher, so he's in full shoulder extension and full elbow flexion. So we're doing both movements to make sure we're taxing the tricep in its full contractile range.
Okay, so let me put these down. The biggest tip that I've got with arm training is obviously first and foremost, keep your execution spot on. So really controlling the eccentric, making sure that you're not involving like muscle groups that aren't your arms. But at the same time, you still want to try and maximize loading. Like people, they'll do like compounds and they'll try and lift heavy, and then as soon as they get to arm training, their intensity will go, they'll go to this like pumpy, squeezy like mentality of training, and it's like, I just don't agree with it. I think if you want to grow your arms like any other muscle group, again, within the constraints of what you're able to do, obviously on an isolation movement, you're going to be able to move way less load than a compound, but you should still try and get strong on isolation movements. You know, I've got like a, not to brag, but in my physique, one of the best parts of it are my arms, and my skull crusher is at 28 kilos right now. I'd say that's relatively strong for a skull crusher, and I testament my arm growth to one, controlled and good form, obviously, that's first and foremost, but just going for big loads, you know? Like, why wouldn't you not try and get strong on an arm movement? Obviously within the constraints of, like, don't get me wrong, don't be chucking around weight, but yeah, try and get strong on your isolations and go some massive arms. Like,
Suck your mother, I said it with chest. I aspire with my little eyes. Something to get away with. Always doing it net. Fuck boys, talking real. With the last one's left is last. Suck your mother, I said it with chest. Splinter, JBZ Media, Storytime.
that's getting quite fucking hard.
Oh, where are they?
You reckon I have one more?
Yeah.
Really?
You watch that back?
Yeah, it's getting tough where to the point, like if it stops in the mid-range.
You're just managing fatigue?
Yeah man, I'm managing fatigue, yeah. Not training with RIR, managing fatigue. I'm in a deficit now, mate. Recovery capabilities
Not trying to fail
down
you
the
anymore.
drain.
Not trying to fail you when you're
I'm literally still fat. Woo. Oh man.
That's madness, that's what I know. I tell these people I'll be a millionaire, they're like, oh, why does it matter? We don't just really seem to know. Financial freedom is on my list, I'm bleeding, bro. I'm bleeding on the inside when I look around. See my mother slave for payments, I just cannot hold it down. So I gotta make some money, yes, I gotta do it now. I'm committed to my grind, so I hustle myself out. Yeah, my soul is in the darkness and my body in the trench. But I keep
I'm
on
not bothering
fucking
putting my
working.
shoes on. I'm a sweat.
Right, so that's me at 6 weeks out. Lawrence at 22 weeks out. So I've been coaching Lawrence for about a year now, just over a year.
Indeed.
And he's gonna be my first client on stage, which is very exciting for me. I think he's gonna bring a very, very competitive package to junior men's physique. Got a lot of mass there, just need to pull off the fat at this point. We're thinking around like 25, 30 pounds to come off. He has a lot of muscle, so it covers the fat quite well, so he probably looks a bit leaner than he is. But yeah, so it should be an exciting prep, which you'll be following along with. So yeah, that's pretty much the video, guys.
Indeed. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Like and subscribe, share on your story, and we'll see you in the next one. Oh, I'm a sweaty mess. Jesus, look at me.
I'm gonna do my cardio now.
Oh, fucking